Graduate's Log, Day 2. You know, I thought moving home would mean I'd become a lot less independent, but it turns out that's not true. There's still a lot of things around here that I gotta do for myself, and it makes me feel pretty self-sufficient. Of course, self-sufficiency does come with a need for self-reliability, which can be difficult for me sometimes when the option to simply relax is just right in front of me. But I try to keep to my work, crank out the videos, do what I can, do what I love. But I've had a hard 4 years, so I'm trying to give myself a break. I was charged with making a little something special for dinner tonight, so I figured, what the hell? Why not show everyone a little family recipe that you yourself could make at home? So, hope you guys enjoy. Mamma mia, pizzeria, let's go. What is up, gamers? I'm Tenor1, and today we are making some of the most delicious, delectable, and amazing meatballs this side of the gabagool. You hear me? I'm gonna show you how. First thing we gotta do before we get started is preheat the old oven to 425. These things are gonna need to blaze up in there for quite a while, so we gotta get that thing started. Next, take your bowl. About a pound of ground beef, not one, not two, but 3 eggs. Whoops. A half cup of the Parmesan. You could cheat, it's okay, it's not a test. Half cup of the breadcrumbs, keep it Italian, people. Now here's where things get interesting, all right? In with a tablespoon of the granulated garlic, don't overdo it, and 3 tablespoons of your dried parsley flakes. Now listen, I hear you, this smells amazing and we want to get into it fast, but this is where things have to get messy before they get nice and clean and delicious. So if you got luscious locks like I do, tie them back because things are about to get serious. All right, now that I look like a crazy person, I'm going to encourage you all to do something even crazier. I want you to put your hands in the crazy stuff. If you haven't washed your hands by now, I'm not sure where you are or what you're doing. But just know you've made a grave error. And you will have to do so once you're done with this step. If I could equate it to something, I would equate it to what I think that magic sand feels like when it's underwater. When you're done squishing and everything looks evenly mixed throughout, you should have an end product that vaguely resembles a small child. So that's about what I have here. You can just like... This is beef. Now with the oven heated to 425, we're well on our way to getting these balls in the oven, but first we need a safe place for them to rest, haha. But in order to do that, we're gonna need to apply a heavy coating of your canola oil to the pan that you're going to cook them in. Trust me, people, these balls get sticky, so you do not wanna mess around with your oil. Now bring on over your ball of beef and your olive oil, and let's get ready to work balling this beef into smaller beef balls. Of course, you can control the size of your balls. Everyone can do that. But these are about the size that I like to do for this recipe and just in general. You're going to get about 12 to 15 out of this, so let's see what we do. All right, now as you might be able to see, I had to siphon a little bit of meat from each meatball just to summon the last one, but I managed to do it. We got 13, solid 13 here, which is not bad at all. Now, before we put these meatballs in the oven, we are going to kiss each and every one with a little bit of ye old olive oil. So here we go with a little bit of that, and it's gonna be more than a little, but you gotta make sure these meatballs cook on all sides. And just in case you think your meatballs might still stick to the pan, which they definitely are at risk of doing, these things are very sticky, lift them up real quick and rub them in that olive oil. Once you're done, pop these babies on the bottom rack of your oven for about 10 minutes, and we'll see you then. And while we wait, I'm gonna tell you about today's spot. Nah, I'm just kidding. All right, they look great, they smell great, and they've just come out of the oven after 10 minutes, but they're gonna need 10 more minutes on the top rack. And before we do that, we gotta flip them over. So take your tongs, and we are just gonna flip them over just like that. Oh, you see that nice cooked bottom side right there? And see, all that oiling we did made sure that these balls don't stick. No one likes sticky balls. Well, maybe someone does. Now, normally you could deep fry these. Not in like a cage kind of fryer, but in a fryer like the one I have on my counter. It's got a bunch of oil sitting in it now because we used it already. But if it weren't full of oil that has already been used, then we might use it to make these nice and really crispy all over, really moist on the outside. But if you're looking for just some meatballs that you don't need that hardware for, this is the way to go. So these are gonna get 10 more minutes on the top rack in this oven at the same temperature, and I'll see you when that's done. Well, the meatballs are done, and we've prepared a little bowl with a paper towel in it so that can catch all that oil in there. But we gotta put a paper towel cover on that once we get all them in there so it can catch all that heat and wonderful flavor and lock it inside. So we're gonna put all of them in there. And that's it. Now you wait for these wonderful things to cool off, and you are eating good, my friends. And by the way, those meatballs were amazing. I haven't done that sort of video before, so if you liked it, let me know. And also let me know if you make those meatballs for yourself. I guess that's day 2 then. This is Tenor1, signing out.